Hello, this is Oliver from the Brave Souls team. Today, I'll be introducing 3 characters from the 1000-year Blood War Zenith summons reinforcements, which will be releasing on the 31st of March. The first character in this summons is Meninas. Meninas is a hard attribute character with Captain Killer. Her soul trait can be strengthened to damage taken minus 21%. She is a melee, normal attack type character who can inflict confuse with all of her attacks and debuff with her special move. Her innate skills are Sprint plus 1, Long Reach 20% and Paralysis Resistance 100%. Here's a list with the rest of her skills. Now, let's see this character in action. She can retain her stamina as she progresses through quests thanks to her new soul trait, damage taken minus 21%, and her skill, half stamina only, decreased damage taken 50%. Plus, she is extremely powerful in Brave Battles thanks to her skills, Brave Battles only, Persistence, Brave Battles only, first 10 seconds Flurry plus 1, Brave Battles only, Prevent Last Ditch Survival, Brave Battles only, Ignore Brave Battle Invincibility, and Brave Battle Temporary Invincibility plus 10 seconds. Also, as she has the skill Low Stamina Damage Boost 60%, she'll be able to keep her stamina at 1 for a limited time while dealing great damage. Next, let's look more closely at her attacks. Here are the normal attacks. The normal attacks are a string of 4 melee attacks. Now for the strong attacks. Strong attack 1 deals damage while pushing forward. Here is the second strong attack. Strong attack 2 also deals damage while pushing forward. Here is the third strong attack. The third strong attack surrounds the character and attacks forward. Finally, a special move, the Power. This special move also inflicts debuff.
ダメですよ。これで終わりです。
And that wraps it up for Meninas. And now for Rangiku. Rangiku is a technique attribute character with a rank R killer. Her soul trait can be strengthened to full stamina only, increase strong attack damage plus 40%. She is a ranged, strong attack type character whose attacks can all inflict lacerate, with a special move inflicting both lacerate and freeze. Plus, she possesses the enemies defeated bonus, which activates different bonuses depending on how many enemies she has defeated. Her enemies defeated bonuses are full stamina damage boost 20% after defeating 20 enemies and full stamina damage boost 40% after defeating 40 enemies. Here's a list with the rest of her skills. Now, let's see this character in action. She will inflict great damage when at full stamina thanks to her soul trait, full stamina only, increased strong attack damage plus 40%, as well as her enemies defeated bonuses, full stamina damage boost 20% after defeating 20 enemies, and full stamina damage boost 40% after defeating 40 enemies. Plus, she can provide great support to your team in quests with a lot of enemies, such as the Limit Breaker quest, thanks to her innate skill, Team/Party, stamina recovery 20%, and her skill, Team/Party, increased technique attribute Soul Reaper damage to status ailment affected enemies 40%. One of the standout points is that as she has lacerate on all of her attacks and possesses the skill status ailment spiritual pressure boost 80%, she'll be able to inflict great damage to enemies that have been inflicted with a status ailment. Next, let's look more closely at her attacks. Here are the normal attacks. Her normal attacks are a string of 4 ranged attacks. Now for the strong attacks. Strong attack 1 goes forward and pushes the enemies. Here is the second strong attack. This attack gathers enemies in front of the character and inflicts damage. Here is the third strong attack. This attack goes full screen. Finally, her special move, Operation Millefeuille.
ミナエ、ハイネコ。行くわよ。ミルフィーユ大作戦。そんな作戦名にした覚えはね。
And that wraps it up for Rangiku. And now for Yumichika. Yumichika is a mind attribute character with Squad 0 Killer. His soul trait can be strengthened to status ailment spiritual pressure boost plus 40%. He is a melee, strong attack type character whose attacks can all inflict drain. His innate skills are Sprint plus 1, Havoc 20% and Guard Break. Here's a list with the rest of his skills. Now, let's see this character in action. He can deal great damage in Guild Quest thanks to his new skill, Frenzy in Guild Quest plus 3, and his skills increase melee damage in Guild Quest 30% and increased killer effect in Guild Quest 50%. Since he can inflict drain with all of his attacks, learning the skill, increased status ailment chance against heart attribute enemies will allow him to inflict status ailments with ease, which will in turn increase his damage output thanks to his soul trait, status ailment spiritual pressure boost plus 40%, and his skill, status ailment spiritual pressure boost 80%. Next, let's look more closely at his attacks. Here are the normal attacks. His normal attacks are a string of 4 melee attacks. Now for the strong attacks. Strong attack 1 deals damage straight ahead. Here is the second strong attack. This strong attack continuously attacks enemies within a certain range for a fixed amount of time. Here is the third strong attack. Its third strong attack surrounds the character and attacks forward. Finally, his special move, Hado number 57, Daichi Tenyo.
Hado no 57 Daichi Tenyo!
And that wraps it up for Yumichika. And those were the character intros for the 1000-year Blood War Zenith summons reinforcements. As already mentioned, this summons will be available from the 31st of March, so check it out when it comes out. See you next time, bye!